Welcome in to another edition of SE Checks In. Got former Southeastern football player Pat Howard with us. Pat, what's up, man?
Going on, big dog?
Pat played for the Savage Storm from 2014 to 2016. He was, like I said, he was a defensive lineman, very athletic enough that he wore a single-digit jersey, one of the very few D linemen that could wear a single-digit jersey. I'm still convinced that he wanted to go to offense and play in the slot and go try to catch passes. I'm convinced that that's what he wanted to do. He wore number 6 from Tyler, Texas. Pat, thanks for taking time, man.
Most definitely. I'm always available for you, man.
So Pat transferred in from a junior college, came in the summer, and just got right after it, got on the field, started playing. Pat, why Southeastern? Why'd you choose Southeastern?
Man, it was really a blessing. Once I finished at my junior college, I had my daughter and I stopped going to school, just working, trying to take care of my daughter. I ran into a guy while I was working out who knew Coach Atterbury. He was wondering why I wasn't playing ball anymore. I explained the situation to him. He asked me if I still wanted to play it. I'm like, man, every day, so he made a phone call and a week later I was in Durant, Oklahoma.
I remember it was the summer. We were at summer workouts and I was walking by and I said, that guy's new. Who's that? I said, Pat Howard, and that was the end of it. So, playing at Southeastern, talk about your times playing at Southeastern.
Man, I got some good memories, man. Great memories. I met a lot of guys to this day, still brothers to this day. I'm grateful for the men that I met, while I was there. I feel like it helped shape my life in the path that I'm on now. I wouldn't take it back for anything, man. If I could go back and do it again, I'd do it the same exact way.
That's awesome. So, playing at Southeastern, you got any specific memories on the field with your teammates? I mean, I remember I definitely got to see it in practice every day, but and then on the field. But we had some unique individuals during that time with some D linemen, and I think you guys had a real special bond. I mean, talk about some times playing that you remember, and maybe some plays that could have gone your way, maybe an interception to the house or something like that. Somebody might have gotten your way.
Let's see here. I will say one thing that sticks out. Orlando Swift had caught an interception, and he was on the way to run it back, and there was one guy to beat, and I should have blocked him, but I was too busy watching Swift, trying to see what he was gonna do, and I kind of ruined that for him. I remember we played Bacone, and they threw like a screen to the outside, and Raheem Wilson came out of nowhere and just smoked him. That's probably one of the hardest hits I've ever seen to this day, actually on the field. A couple of series later, they were running towards the sideline, and I'm hauling, trying to get there, and I leave my feet, and you can see Coach Atterbury and Coach Burks on the sideline, and I took everybody out, and I'm thinking, oh, man, I'm about to get chewed out. I done ran into the head coach. He got up more excited than I did, So I played with some characters, man. Demarius Lavender, it was always a good time on the field with him. He kept me laughing. We would always compete, Trent Hanna, Josh Morrison, Ryan Harkness, Clay Waters. We got some dogs, man. It's too many memories for me to just, to just pick one. I want to say one that maybe stuck home the most. We were playing Henderson State, and Sione got all of us into the face paint. So we had just got to stop, to take away, got off the field, and Coach Burks was giving everybody hugs. He had just put out a brand new, fresh, white pullover, icy white. He goes to give me a hug. All my face paint gets on his collar, right? I remember a week later, he comes to me in the meeting. This black thing still has not come out of my jacket. Coach, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You shouldn't have put that icy white thing on our hair. We had war.
I love it. Coach Burks, he was a good one. He definitely, I still talk to him all the time, and he definitely was an awesome individual for all of us. So we play at Southeastern. You get done, graduate. What'd you get your degree in? And just kind of tell me what you did after graduation.
I got my degree in recreational management. After I left Southeastern, I spent about 6 months interning at a training facility back home called APEC. Guys like, Patrick Mahomes, Kendall Hunter, they come through there and they train. So I actually got to work with him a little bit. It was pretty neat, a different experience. Did that for about 6 months. I got my first coaching job out in Palestine, Texas. I was coaching junior high and freshman. Spent a year out there. Got the call to head on down here to Houston. Now I'm coaching varsity linebackers.
That's awesome. So how did playing at Southeastern and being around everybody kind of set you up to be a coach now? I mean, do you take a lot of that stuff you heard at practices? Do you transition that to what you're doing now?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I take about everything that I learned at Southeastern, and I incorporate it in what I do now. I find myself every day repeating something that I heard from you guys, repeatedly and I'm trying to instill it in these kids now. And I tell them, man, like, like I said, that's the best decision I've ever made in my life was to go to Southeastern. Had I not gone to Southeastern, I don't know where I'd be right now in my life.
That's
like
awesome.
Coach Burks, he was hard on us, but it was from a place of love. And when you're playing, you don't really understand it. You're still a kid and you don't really get it. It wasn't until I graduated and I was able to self-reflect and look back, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I met that man. He really like a lot. It was different. It was different. It's not for the faint of heart. I would tell people that all the time. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you can stick it out and you can make it through, it'll be well worth it.
Yeah. So past 4 or 5 months, been kind of hectic, being sent home, sports being canceled. I know you're teaching, doing all that. How you handling that? What have you been up to? Have you picked up any new hobbies? What have you been up to?
I actually have, man. I've been doing a lot of coloring lately, as funny as that sounds. I've always been into like jigsaw puzzles and whatnot, so I pass the time by with that. But quarantine hasn't been too bad for me. I've always been a bit of a recluse. I've never been the type to really just go out and mingle. So sitting at home all day doesn't really bother me too much. And every once in a while, I get the itch. I want to, be around people. But other than that, yeah, like I said, doing my puzzles, doing some coloring. We were able to start back working out with the kids, and you don't realize how much you miss it until you get out there, and it's like, man, I missed you guys. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm handling just fine. I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people, they're going stir crazy sitting in the house, but it doesn't bother me too much at all.
That's good. So when I say East Central University, how does that make you feel?
EC who? Who are we talking about? EC who?
There it is. The rivalry, man. It never leaves you. That's the thing is you play in those games and it never leaves. And so then, we're going to circle back when I say and talk about Southeastern Oklahoma State University, the blue and gold and being a part of the Savage life and playing on Saturdays. When I say Southeastern, man, what does that mean to you?
Southeastern holds a special place in my heart, man. It's deeper than the surface. Like I said, I don't feel like my mentality and my success, I solely give that to Southeastern. Like I said, the men that I was around, man, it was different for me. I would tell, incoming freshmen all the time, like, hey, if you're looking for a school, you want to party all the time, and it's not the place for you. But if you want to grow and develop into a man, this is where you need to be. So like I said, Southeastern holds a special place in my heart, man. I will forever be grateful.
It sure is a special place, man. And so what do you think about that new weight room, turf room that I keep sending you pictures of?
Oh man, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Like I'm itching to get a workout in. I thought I'll make that 5-6 hour drive just to come work out for a day,
It was funny. We when we started putting it back together in the new weight room, I went to the stadium weight room and walked through just to feel it one more time, just to see what it was like. Because working out in that weight room, we got a lot of stuff done, but man, that new facility is it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait till it's fully open. All the graphics and stuff are on the wall. I want to get you up here, all the guys. Get y'all walking through because when I saw it, I still can't believe that it's ours. You know what I'm saying? It's
most definitely.
I sit there and say that's Southeastern, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you all getting wins and all that, setting a foundation. That's huge as well, man. Anything you want to say to your teammates, former teammates, anybody? You want to get anything out there?
Before I get there, that weight room being built is a prime example of trust the process.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing, man. To my teammates, I miss y'all. And I'll say this. I am still the best player on the 2014-2015 Southeastern Oklahoma State football team. And I said what I said.
There it is. He said it. He did wear a single digit. I don't know how he did it. So he got in it, and there it is. So That's
Shout out,
Pat Howard.
shout out to Foster for passing that 6 down to me, man.
Yeah, it went from being a receiver on the outside catching touchdowns to a D lineman getting off the rock and getting after everybody. So, Pat, man, I appreciate you taking time today. It's great to see you, great to talk. Man, if you need anything, give us a shout. You're still part of our family. You're still part of the team. Come see us when you can.
Yes, sir.
We want to get you back on campus. And, Pat, I can't thank you enough, my man.
I appreciate you. And before you cut the rope on that weight room, I need to get me a lift in before it's open to everybody else. I need to be the first one doing some bench press in there.
Well, just shoot me a text. I'll unlock it for you, my buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, that's Pat Howard, former Southeastern football player, 2014, 2016. Awesome representative of Southeastern. As you can tell, Southeastern's a special place to him. He wouldn't be where he is without it, as the same with all of us. So, Pat, thank you. Go Storm.
Thank you for having me. Fight the fight.
Fight the fight.